Yo, what's good, everyone? It's Touchdowns and Tangents Radio on the Good News radio station app, website. Live from the studio, I'm Pete Camarillo.
I'm Kenneth Frank James Barry.
Yeah, man, and
that song just gives me life every time I hear it.
That's Mark Mack, Return of the Mac. Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac, via YouTube. Shout out to them. Don't sue us.
One of the greatest songs ever made. My mom, like that song. Everyone in my family, even my grandma, she loves that song.
But yeah, man, we had to let that drop one time because KB wants everyone to know it's the return of the back.
Exactly. As in return of the running back. As in you need to run me back my money, or run me back a new contract, especially if I'm Le'Veon Bell, because Todd Gurley, Los Angeles Rams running back, got a 4-year, $60 million deal with $45 million guaranteed. That is an NFL record for a running back. No one's gotten more. And yes, Todd Gurley.
But isn't it funny money? I read somewhere that it's not. There's a lot of injury clauses in it. Well, and it's not fully guaranteed.
$45 million guaranteed, but yeah, I feel like that's another thing I want to get to.
I don't know if it was slander, but it's what I heard on the radio, so I don't know if it was opinion or what it was. But basically what they were saying is he basically got the deal that Le'Veon turned down. Pretty much. But because he's younger, he wanted to sacrifice a little bit more for the team. And guess what? The Rams got a happy running back.
Because they actually had the money to pay, even though they didn't have. I mean, let's see. Brandon Cooks got what, $50 million guaranteed?
Yeah.
And Todd Gurley got $45 million guaranteed?
Yeah.
So that's about $95 million that was on the books.
Yeah, pretty much.
So either Aaron Donald is playing super hardball, or they really made a strategic choice to just
think about all the money.
Lock up the offense.
Think about all the money they've given out over the past 2 seasons.
Oh, man.
And not to Aaron Donald. Like, you're talking about
Robert Woods.
You're talking about Tremaine Johnson's franchise tag. You're talking about Robert Woods. You're talking about Brandon Cooks just last week.
Whitworth, but that's a worthwhile.
Whitworth.
That's a worthwhile.
You're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars being dished out and still no Aaron Donald. So I get it. The Rams have the leverage because they have 2 more years of the franchise tag, but realistically, just pay that man his money, get him into camp. It's like, I don't understand how you could value all these other players who are really good at their position and not really appreciate a generational talent like Aaron Donald. And I've been as hard on Aaron Donald as anybody, but there's nothing you could say about him, you know?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a troubling issue because I feel like they made a choice to lock up their offense and let their defense, I mean, at least you got Ndamukong Suh for a year. Worst case scenario, anything happens, Aaron Donald sits out. At least you have Ndamukong Suh.
But what are you waiting for?
I think they wanted to lock their offense up.
I mean, listen,
I get it.
The Rams have enough interior linemen to where they could trade Aaron Donald and still have a top defensive line. So, if that's the ultimate goal, then just make the deal happen.
Wait. I'm going to say no to that.
Why?
Because none of those guys can get interior pressure like Aaron Donald.
No, well, I'm not saying that, but they're all solid, capable.
That defense is
the defensive line is awesome with him. It's still really good without him. It's not awesome. It's not generational, but yeah, it's still a really good defensive line.
He gets elite penetration, and they base their defense off of him.
Yeah.
If that's the case, your linebackers are weak and kind of thin. Your edge rushers are weak and kind of thin. You really only have Michael Brockers and Ndamukong Suh, and then a couple of good backups. And you have elite defense. You have the potential for elite defensive back play, but your linebackers are weak, and you can't afford your D line to be weak too.
But yeah, man.
The
so
did get hurt last year.
Let's take a step back real quick. this isn't exactly a Rams podcast, but we can certainly talk Rams, especially being here in LA. So shout out to all you Rams fans out there.
100-degree weather today. I don't know how I'm still alive.
Yeah, we're still here trucking. It's a pre-recorded episode, so if you're listening to this, usually we're live.
We recorded it Wednesday night.
But we recorded it Wednesday night. Yeah, training camp starts, and that's pretty much all it's been is Rams everywhere you go in LA.
Bunch of just clout chasers.
So, of course, we have to address it. Touchdowns and tangents. That's what we do. Go on tangents, but we also give you a lot of takes, a lot of hardcore analysis, and we try to keep it regional, local, whatever is necessary for sports culture.
And most importantly, we try to have a space where you can kind of dissect and understand the conversations we're having.
Exactly. And if you
Even
want,
if you're not a sports fan.
I
feel like that's most of our audience anyway.
Exactly.
From
And
what I've seen, allegedly.
And if you want to participate, well, you can always do that via social media, Twitter, Instagram, TDs_tangents. Shout out to all our networks. Shout out to the Good News. Shout out to the X Squad. Shout out to Full Press Coverage. You can also find our written work there. Shout out to the group chat.
Yep. The group chat is one of the greatest things ever.
But yeah, back to the Rams. I know we had this conversation kind of on the car on the way over here. But who is more important to the Rams? Who would you rather have? Gurley, Goff, long term. We're talking in terms of the franchise. I say Jared Goff because it's a lot harder to get a good quarterback than it is to get a great running back. Not just that, but you can get about 80% of what Todd Gurley gives you for like 20% of the price, and you can rotate people. And the data has shown that. Our childhood memories have shown that. How many running backs have we seen decline or get phased out? It's the toughest position in the league, like linebacker used to be until they were all safeties. But yeah, KB, I know you got a different take on it, so speak to them.
I would rather have an elite running back than a quarterback who is in a system catered to his abilities, and he doesn't really do anything elite.
Bro, Goff is only in his third year, though, so he's still tailored to his offense, but you could say the same thing about Derek Carr.
Yeah, but
you could say the same thing about Aaron Rodgers.
There wasn't
You could say the same thing about Andrew Luck. Like, that's what good teams do. They build around the quarterback.
Yeah, but those are three different
and
types
Goff,
of talent.
I
think Carr's a better quarterback than Goff.
Goff has all, for sure he is, but Goff has all the intangibles that could make him into a very good quarterback, if not great. I'm not saying he's going to be elite ever. He might not ever be top 3, but he could definitely be top 5, top 10 for sure.
I'm not saying that he won't be elite because he was the number 1 overall pick for a reason. People talked about him at Cal for a reason. He's talented. But when it comes to dynamic
and Gurley has the ACL history.
Okay, he had one.
And he's a physical runner with a lot of usage.
Okay, we just need to be honest. The usage is because he's such a versatile threat. He's a threat in the passing game. Obviously, he's a threat running the ball. When the offensive line gets better, he'll probably have even more yards. But in terms of what he brings to that offense, if you take Gurley out that offense, you lose a huge chunk of it. And Goff is a good quarterback, but he is not carrying that offense.
He might.
Handing the ball
He's only in his third year.
Okay, but guess what?
He can ascend to that level, and I think that's what we're really going to be looking forward to this year. Because, look, his receivers are locked in now.
They're good.
So they're a solid group, very good guys. Between Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, those are
and Cooper Kupp.
Good starters. Cooper Kupp is a solid player. I'm not.
He's a good slot receiver.
He's a good slot receiver. He's a good third, fourth receiver. So they have the talent around Goff for the foreseeable future where he can ascend to that next level.
Which one of those players is better than Todd Gurley? Is Brandon Cooks better than Todd Gurley?
True. Yeah.
So if one guy can amass over 2,000 yards of all-purpose yards by himself and changes the complexity of your offense altogether. Like, if you take Todd Gurley out, they will completely throw every coverage Jared Goff hasn't seen at him, and his numbers are going to suffer.
Bro, we've already broken.
He won't have a running back of his caliber. It's like saying Peyton Manning.
Bro,
Peyton Manning would be better without Adrian James.
He wouldn't, but we've already talked
too, who had
on this show,
rushing and
touchdowns and Tams' show. We've talked about the history of Rams running backs.
They've all been great.
There's a lineage there, not only of holdouts. Edie didn't get paid, Marshall got paid, Steven Jackson didn't get paid, Jerome Bettis got traded, Steven Jackson got paid.
Steven Jackson definitely got paid. He stayed till the end. But I'm saying all those guys.
What I'm saying is they're all replaceable, and I think the Rams of all franchises know that.
5 to 7 years.
I think Rams fans know that by all the running back jerseys they have in their closet,
and they don't have Donald. Tell me who scares you on that team.
Yeah, Aaron Donald, but that's about it.
But he's not there. Man. He's not there, and Gurley's not there.
I don't want to make this the Rams takeover.
That's what's going to happen. That's like taking.
I want to talk about some other holdouts going on right now.
Yep.
Your boy Julio.
You almost said boo. Pause. Don't boo yourself. This is why I should have been on the thing.
I don't know where.
You know where it was. Shame on you. Boo yourself twice. How dare you?
But yeah, Julio Jones is holding out. He doesn't intend to come and play. It's been an ongoing saga. Just the next step. We also got Khalil Mack, who's holding out. Says he's not coming in until he gets his contract. Teams are supposed to be close with Khalil Mack, not necessarily willing to negotiate in the Julio Jones situation. Le'Veon Bell is still holding out. Is Odell reporting?
Yeah, he said there's a picture of him on Instagram saying on my way. So he'll report. But, I mean, he kind of has to just because they'll use the fact that he was injured last year against him. So, but he'll.
Am I missing anyone else? Le'Veon Bell still holding out?
That's the main ones.
So who's the most? And Aaron Donald, who we already mentioned.
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas. That's right, Earl Thomas. Supposedly he wants the Raiders to come and get him. I don't know if that's true or not, but
the Cowboys.
He's been rumored to the Cowboys for second round picks.
Allegedly, he walked up to Mark Davis and was like, Davis was like, "How's that contract going?" And then Thomas said, "Oh, you want to know? You want to come get me?"
Yeah. And
I'm telling you right now, I would give up a second round pick for Earl Thomas.
100%. I'd give up a Jihadi Ward, a Manolik Watson, a Mario Edwards Jr., a Obi Melifonwu. I'd give up two of those guys for one Earl Thomas.
I'd give you Reggie Nelson just cause.
But of all those holdouts, give me the one most likely to get a deal. Give me the most one to not play this whole entire year. And give me the one most likely to get traded.
Okay, most likely to get paid.
First.
I'm gonna say Khalil Mack.
Okay, I like that one. Okay. I'm sure there's a lot of Raider fans out there that hope you're correct with that. I'm sure there's a lot of Rams fans who...
Not for the reasons you think, though.
Which, by the way...
This is about to get real dark, guys.
Real quick, LZ Granderson pretty much said, with Sean McVay going on the show, the LA 710 morning show, tomorrow morning, he thinks that he's not going to come on unless there's a deal done with Aaron Donald. So, if you're listening to this on Thursday night and Aaron Donald is signed...
Touchdowns and tangents called it. Pete called it.
No, I'm just reporting what I heard. I think he's probably going to be the first one to get paid.